Hey guys, it's your girl Gabby here, management consultant by day, business consultant by night, and hope dealer 24/7. You can catch me at Inspired by Gabby, also known as Gabby Speaks. Go on and tune in to Revive Radio right now.
I know you see me on the video. I know you heard me on the radio. But you still don't.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl, P.O.C, host of Revive Radio, man. We are live each and every morning, starting at 7 a.m., man. Revive is alive. I need y'all to turn your radios up. Spread the word, spread the message, man. Stay locked to Revive Radio each and every morning, getting this good morning mix with me, your girl, P.O.C.
Find more information at reviveisalive.com. That is reviveisalive.com. It's a Revive is Alive 365.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You already know what time it is. ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com. Tune in. Revive is alive. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Yep, to the what time it is, man. It's me, your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio. We are live right now over ReviveIsAlive.com, man. Once again, that is ReviveIsAlive.com. It is Friday, man. We got a special guest in the building. She popped up on me, man. She actually flew up on me, man. She got flowed out. What they say is flew me out or something like that. You already know, man. Who I'm sitting next to right now, the one and only.
That would be Gabby,
yes.
also known as, go on, drop it. I know you want to drop it.
Gabby Speaks, man. I'm trying to tell you, when Gabby Speaks, y'all need to listen, man. Let's go, Gabby. Introduce yourself so the people know exactly who they speaking to right now.
Hey everybody, this is Gabby. I wear many different hats, so I'm going to run them down to you. I'm a management consultant by day, a small business consultant by night, and a hope dealer 24/7.
Yes, a hope dealer, man. Tell me a little bit about a hope dealer. What's that all about? What you slanging for the people out the trunks?
So a lot of what I do is working with young women, young girls, teens,
awesome.
And really helping them build up their self-confidence, helping them learn how to break some unhealthy patterns that they may have learned from parents or friends or other family members, and really helping them to move forward so that they have healthy relationships. I want young girls to know that they can have it all. You can have the career and you can be happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I think it's clear that we can have the career by now.
Yes.
I think that's clear.
Yes.
But I don't think it's clear that you can have that and have that inner peace and that happiness and be okay with who you are and be happy in your
That
skin.
comes with a little bit of self-care, a lot of self-love, a lot of self-reflection,
yes.
A lot of mirror time too. So it's like you got to
Sure.
get up in that mirror to really understand how you can balance, you know what I'm saying, everything in life.
Absolutely.
Because as women, we are actually created to balance a lot, you know what I mean? But because we put so much on our back, you know what I'm saying, we start to bear too much in that womb that we be cooking up in, you know what I'm saying? But the reason why you here today is to inspire us, man, right?
Absolutely.
You got so much going on. You got an event coming up. You need to let the people know about the event that's coming up. And then also just about your business in general, because you out here to help people make money.
Absolutely.
When they get this career, understand how they can make money while they're in their career at the same time.
For sure.
So let's talk about that. As a career woman yourself, let's talk a little bit about how your career path even started.
So, I actually, my first job was washing hair at a hair salon. So my first job was working
Shout out to the shampoo girls.
an entrepreneur. And just being behind her and just watching how she was just, hey, Miss Shelley, by the way. Hey, Miss Shelley. But watching how passionate she was about her work and how serious she took it, it just really inspired me. And from that point on, I held many different jobs, but I'll say the one that really made the difference was when I studied abroad.
Okay.
I went to Ecuador. A lot of people know I went to Ecuador to study, but they don't know I worked for a business in Ecuador. It was a family-owned business.
Okay.
And I just really loved and admired the way that they brought everybody on board. Everybody got a role in the company, and they making their own money as a family, and it's all internal. And so from there, I moved to Target. I did an internship at Target, and that's really when it all
Was it still
started to
in
click for me.
Ecuador?
This was back here.
Okay.
So I literally studied there. I came back in April, started my internship in June.
Okay.
I had secured the internship before I went.
As
though.
you
See,
should.
Because
You know
you
what I'm
got to
saying?
be prepared. That's a message right there. You got to be prepared. So you should be rolling into stuff.
What about them impulsive, kind of people? The people who just jump on the impulse. They like, oh, I see an opportunity. Let me just go. Let me take a chance. Let me take a risk. What you got to say to them?
I'm going to say do what's in your gut, right? Because if you're an impulsive person, you always going to be impulsive. But I will also say take a moment to say, do I feel like this is my time?
Okay.
Because you don't want to put yourself too far out there that somebody sees you and then they say, oh, this person is this, or this person is not a good business person.
Facts.
And then that sticks with you because first impressions are everything. So it's nothing wrong with wanting to go in and get it, but you gotta be smart and strategic about it because you never know who's watching, and you don't want somebody to be front stage for your mess up.
Okay. I feel you. You gotta clean up your own mess sometimes. Gotta clean up. Like, nah. But yeah, you see me? I'm trying to get my little harmony on. You feel me? So, but what you did was you prepared, and then you left there, and you went to do your
Target.
internship in June. Okay.
So I did my internship at Target, and quite frankly, I didn't like it at all. So I was like, this is not for me. I felt like they wanted me to be there to get people to like me, and I go to work and to make people around me successful. That's my only purpose for being at work. Long story short, I got a job through my college's career office. Do not sleep on the college career office.
And which colleges did that bless you?
I went to Salisbury University.
Okay, Salisbury. Shout out to Salisbury over there, Eastern Shore.
Hey, y'all. So I went to Salisbury University, got my degree in International Business and Spanish. So
What class of what? Tell everybody how old you are. Go ahead, class of...
I guess I'm like 15.
Class of 2015? All right.
Girl, I had to remember. It's been a little while. But yeah, so I took this job, and I'm so excited about this job, y'all, because the reason why I'm so excited is everybody told me you will never get a job in your major. I studied international business.
I still can't believe that.
They was like, you'll never get a job. I was like, man, I had a job in the bag that wasn't in my major, but best believe I was every day applying. I already had a job, and I was still going hard like I didn't have a job because I didn't have the one I wanted.
Facts.
So I went out there, and I went to that first interview, and I was like, this is mine.
Okay.
It was a wrap. I went to the second interview.
Claim it.
I was late to the second interview. I called the HR lady pregnant when she really wasn't pregnant. I mean, it was all types of mess ups.
Okay.
But
Trial and error.
It was, honestly, it was mine. I just felt it. So I took this job, and I'm not going to lie to you. Those were the hardest 3 years of my life. I was away from my family. I was living on the border of Texas and Mexico. I was working in Mexico. It was very difficult, but when I tell you that joint built me so well, like now where I'm at now, working as a management consultant, I understand every single thing I went through. Like It was so worth it. It was so worth it. And so if you at a job right now that you hate, but you feel like it's preparing you, you feel like you learning so much, honestly stick with it, because going through that might be your blessing, and you might learn patience. That's what I had to learn. You might learn patience.
Gotta learn patience, especially in this, you know what I'm saying, journey of life, because life is a journey, and you know what I'm saying, rest in peace. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my guy, Nipsey Hussle. He was trying to teach us that, you know, through his journey of life. And I wanted to ask you something, because you actually said 3 different spaces that you were in. You know, you tapped into Ecuador, you traveled the border between Mexico and Texas, and then you was back here up Target. What area was that in? DC? Where was that at?
It was actually in Bowie, Maryland.
In Maryland. Okay, so that's 3 different areas. You know what I'm saying? So by you being able to have that experience working in 3 different locations, how was that? you know, like working in the South, because a lot of people say working in the South is kind of harder. You know what I mean? You get stereotyped a lot. Working up here, you know, in the northern areas is a little bit fast paced because it's a city-like aspect. And then that Mexico, Ecuador, not knowing the language back and forth, like how was that for you?
So, of course, back home is back home, right? It's whatever. But when I was in Ecuador, they were welcoming.
Okay.
I have nothing bad to say about Ecuador. You never hear me talk bad about Ecuador. The crazy thing is, it's really weird because our brothers and sisters in Ecuador are suffering.
Okay.
Like, the colorism is bad there.
Okay.
To the point where, like, if you're a certain shade, you can't work at a bank. You can't work at any professional establishment. Like, you're automatically demoted to, like, menial jobs, if you will. So, like, maid service and stuff like that. But I didn't experience that because they see Americans as above themselves. Then they see themselves. Then it's like black Ecuadorians. It's really strange. So you just in this position where you really just want to get in there and learn all you can and come back and bring it back. As far as like living in Texas, I actually lived on the border. There's like hardly any white people there.
Okay.
So racism, I didn't really experience it, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's literally like the most Mexican place in America.
Okay.
So you might as well be in Mexico.
Okay.
And same thing there.
What was the name of the city?
Brownsville.
Okay.
Brownsville, Texas. And then right across the border is Matamoros.
Okay.
So I didn't really experience anything.
Was there a
crazy
language
there.
barrier for you?
No, because I studied Spanish too.
Okay.
So I'm bilingual.
Oh, talk about it. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you getting all little poppies out of Mexico.
I didn't want none of the poppies, sis. I didn't want none of the poppies.
So I'm with you. And let me ask you this question too, because a lot of people get the two, you know, misconstrued. And I believe that, you know, well, not believe, I know that there's a difference between a job and a career. But what would Gabbi say? You know, when Gabbi speaks, how do you break it down between, you know, having a job and also having or pursuing a career?
I think you can have both.
Okay. And one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think as long as you got your eyes on the prize and you're actively doing something that's going to get you there, it's okay to work the job that's going to keep your lights on.
Okay.
Until you can do what it takes to go full time with your passion. There are some people who are really extreme with it, who completely scale back. I say everybody do what's best for you, because that path is not best for everybody. Like, for example, I'm not quitting my job anytime soon because I'm learning so much, and I'm going to take that info and pour it into my business. So it's not always about, is this job the job you want? You should always say, but is this going to get me where I want to go? Okay. Am I learning? If you're not learning, maybe it's time to start reconsidering some things. But if you're learning, you might be going through hell. But if you're learning, chances are you getting that personal development on that. Remember that patience we talked about? Because I was going through hell at work on a personal level. Okay. And so, actually, I experienced more racism at work than I did in my day-to-day life. Really? Because I was the youngest. Oh, okay. Only black, only woman on the leadership team in the building.
And you had opinions, ideas, and objectives.
Oh, damn right.
yes. I'm sitting at this table. I feel you.
So I had several people attempt to, you know, knock me down, make me look bad, and I just got to a point now where, and this is something that your sister, me and her, just recently talked about, because now I'm facing the same thing at my current job, and I just was like, you know what, haters gonna hate.
So what can you do about it? Keep elevating, you know what I'm saying? Haters gonna hate, so you gotta elevate. You already know what time it is, man. So when it comes down to, you know, generating income from a career, because a lot of people, especially right now in 2019, you know, is going into the direction of becoming an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship helps you to actually own 100% of whatever revenue, whatever you're being compensated for. It's all you. You know, it's gonna come back to you. That return on investment is gonna be yours. Versus working for someone else, you're helping to build someone else's brand, someone else's idea. You're helping to make them a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever it may be. So when it comes down to helping people to understand that you too can generate money off of a career, how do you break that down for people?
So the first thing I say is entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Understood.
I know these Instagram hashtags will make you think that
Not the hashtag.
that entrepreneurship is sweet. Let me tell you, I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to work 6 o'clock in the morning. I come home 6 p.m. at night. I work 6 to 9 p.m. If you're not about that life, it's okay. I know plenty of happy, successful people that just wanted to work a career. I don't want people to get guilted into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is something that you do because nothing else will satisfy you. That's really a good test. It's nothing else will satisfy. I know personally, nothing else will satisfy me than to be able to call my own shots at the end of the day.
Facts.
Because just like she said, it's on you. Not just on the positive. It's on you if it's on the negative. It's on you
100% on
when you don't get the sales. It's on you when you don't have customers, you know, and I think people have to find that balance. And when it comes to making money, you have to have a product or a service. I see so many people. I'm not trying to laugh. I see so many people.
Man, keep it real. Please keep it real. Let
People
everybody
about,
know.
I'm an entrepreneur and not selling nothing. How, Sway? Like, how, Sway?
What are you
Like,
offering?
Exactly.
Products and services.
It has to be a product or a service. And I think a lot of people are trying to sell dreams. You can't sell dreams. Product, service, period. So the event that I have coming up is basically teaching people who are service providers to create complementary products that they can sell to their current and other markets. So for example, and I'm going to just go ahead and drop this.
Okay,
Who
drop
cares?
free
Just
gems.
drop that free
Drop
gem
them
real
free
quick.
gems real quick. You
Y'all
already know
about
what
to get
time it
that
is.
for the free.
REVIVERSALIVE.com. Shout out to Gabbi, man. She's inspiring you guys right now.
So let me just say this. If you are a boutique owner and you do not have styling services, you're doing something wrong. You already got the people coming in to buy the clothes. Go and put together a birthday package. Every woman on her birthday gonna come to you. You gonna pick out 5 outfits for her. She gonna pick the 2 that she like, and you gonna put that price point all the way up there. But it's her birthday. She gonna spend it. That's a free gem for the boutique owner. But in the same way that I just kind of framed that idea is the same way that I'll frame those ideas during the event for people who are service providers. Flip side, products. If you provide a product, chances are you are the expert for that product. So you have to start thinking about what services do experts of XYZ provide. And so that's basically the concept of the event. Another thing that's really important is I like people to leave my events with actions, things that they can do. I go to a lot of events, and the biggest thing I think I don't see is like when this person walks out the door, do they know like specifically what they're gonna do? Like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna start it on this date and I'm gonna end it on this date. Like, that is the level of detail that I go into because I know that detail's power. And when you write things down in detail,
Because people are paying attention.
when you write things down in detail, there's no mistaking it. That's why they say make your goals specific. Because if you say I want to lose weight, okay, what's that? 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 4 pounds. If you say I want to lose 10 pounds by August 10th, best believe you're gonna be on that scale every week. Like, okay, that's 2.
Because you focused on something.
Because you focused on something. But just saying I want to lose weight, that's not compelling. That's not compelling.
Okay. So when we come to your event, are we interacting with you? Are we sitting down like a seminar? Are we listening? Are we taking our pens and papers out, jotting down notes? What can we expect as participants?
Okay, so first things first, see it for yourself at the Biz School on Instagram.
Okay.
THEBIZ School. Hopefully y'all can spell school. So the way we start out is we do networking in the beginning. I'm personally at the door, and most of the people I know are coming in basically because I have a circle of entrepreneurs. So a lot of the entrepreneurs that I know come to my events, and I'm introducing you to everybody in the room.
Okay.
So that's another thing is you come into my event and it's a community. you're not going to walk in. There's no awkward walk of shame where you got to walk in and figure out where you're going to sit. No.
Okay.
I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, this is what they do. So the first thing we do is networking. The next thing we do is the workshop. The workshop is not traditional in the sense of you're standing up, there are Post-its all over the wall, and you're literally mapping your ideas out. We interact with one another while we're mapping our ideas out. We give one another feedback. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you actually get to get in front of like-minded people who really have no need to not want you to succeed, and they're going to give you some honest, thorough feedback that you truly need. Because if you take your money and put it into a product, creating a product or service, and you don't know if it's actually going to succeed in the marketplace, that's not smart. Especially if you're not a millionaire. You ain't got money to just be dropping into stuff. Don't create a product without testing it on the market first. Lesson one.
And I love that, because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they're jumping out there and they don't have, you know, that float to catch them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not actually doing their research. They're not actually fact checking, you know, what they need to fact check before they actually get out there and go do it. Like, a lot of them don't even know what an LLC is. A lot of people are not making sure that the name of the business is not even taken first before they put their business name out there.
Don't be out here getting sued, y'all.
Man, that's why we need people like you. And I want to talk a little bit more about consulting, and also this tagline that you guys are using: stop dreaming and stop doing. But we about to go to a quick break. Right after this quick break, we got more from your girl Gabby. You already know what time it is. Revive is alive. Revive is alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Turn your radios up each and every morning starting at 7 a.m. Let's go.
Don't follow, support Revive Radio and connect with us on all social sites at Revive_POC. Support Revive Radio. ReviveIsAlive.com.
Tune into Revive Radio every week.
You know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio. I need you all out there to do one thing for me right now. Spread the word, spread the message that Revive is alive. Once again, Revive is alive. And I need you guys to go check out our website at ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com. And follow us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Yep, to the yep. You know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl P.O.C. We are back live on Revive is Alive. Revive is Alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Turn your radios up, man. You already know, man. We keeping it locked here on Revive, and I got my special guest in the building. Gabby's in the building. Yo, Gabby, introduce yourself once again for the people who just tuning in right now.
No problem. So, hey guys, it's Gabby, also known as Inspired by Gabby on the gram. I am a management consultant by day, a business consultant by night, and a hope dealer 24/7.
A hope dealer, man. I love that, man. I definitely love that. But you out here telling the people to stop dreaming and start doing.
Yes.
So you not giving them hope. You taking away their dreams, man. Martin said we had a dream. What's up, Gabby? Tell me a little bit more.
So, a lot of people really enjoy the dreaming. Right?
I'm a dreamer myself.
At nature, we're creators, right?
Okay.
Made in his image, okay? We creators. So, considering that, it's so important for us to move beyond the dreaming phase, because you'll be dreaming and then 2 years from now you'll look around and you'll still be in the same position you were in. The only thing that is going to move you forward is action, period, point blank. There's nothing else. If you want to move forward, your only option is to do.
So you more of a Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
You more of a Malcolm. I feel you on that. So when it comes to action, what is that first step a person should take? One thing that I always say is just start where you are. Like, stop with the excuses. Stop saying I don't have the money, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the resources. Just simply start where you are. So what is your, piece of advice that you would give to somebody when it comes to just taking action?
So the first thing you want to do is figure out what it is you want to accomplish. Figure out what you want from life. Do you want to make a little bit of money? Do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want fame? Can you handle fame? Like, what is it that you want? Once you figure out what you want, take one step. Write down, okay, one step to get closer. Work on that one step.
Okay.
And when you run out of things to do for that step, I guarantee you 10 steps will have popped up after that.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure you can attest to that. Is you did that first thing and then you realize, oh, well, I need to do this too. And now I need to do this too. And that's just kind of how it builds. But you can't be so afraid to take the first step that you never take any steps at all.
Okay. And you guys also offer something too, which is something I even recommend, a lot of people doing before they start a business if they're unsure of how to start a business, or even if they're in a career, profession and not sure of how to go to the next level, is consulting.
Yeah.
So that's one major piece of what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
At the Biz School. So when it comes down to consulting, how does someone reach out to you guys to be a part of that?
So you can reach out to us on our business page at Payne Consulting Co. Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, Consulting Co. And pretty much what we do is we work with you. Our first goal is to find out your passions. So there are a lot of small business consultants that will tell you to do what makes you money. I will always tell me your passion and I will show you how to make money doing it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you a lot of questions. What is it that you want? Where are you now? And what is your goal a year from now? And then we're going to help you build out an action plan. I will never consult with you and not give you an action plan.
Okay.
Point blank, period. A lot of my clients I have a lawyer client, I have a boutique client, I have a personal training client. And the fact of the matter is that businesses are all the same when it comes to that foundation. And that's knowing where you're going and then figuring out what your strategy is to get there.
Yes. And then what kind of resources did you guys offer to?
So for the most part, it's mainly internal, but I have graphic designers that I refer you to. I refer you to public relations if necessary. And I'm always going to offer you a book.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest resource that I always offer my clients, because it's next to free information. You're hearing from someone who's already done it, and all you have to do is pick up the book and get started. It's just too easy.
So name a book off the top of your dome. What book you gonna offer to our listeners right now who tuning in?
I am reading New Sales Simplified right now.
Okay.
And it is amazing. It teaches you how to sell your products and services. I'm reading it in preparation for my course. So that's another thing. Whenever I'm doing something, never assume that I'm going into anything blind. I'm always going to do my best to fill myself up with knowledge. I'm always learning. So you're always going to get the new-ish.
I'm with that. Definitely, man. Rest in peace, my guy, Nipsey Hussle. Definitely sending prayers to my girl, Lauren London, and her family. But when it comes down to the event, this is actually the second annual, right?
Yes, it is.
So the first annual went down last year. Talk to me about the first annual. Let the people get a little recap of what went down last year.
Sure thing. So last year we talked about strategy. So a big part of last year was mapping out the 3 to 5 year plan for your business and then figuring out what is your first step to get to that 3 to 5 year plan. So we went over some ideas in general. And we decided, okay, these are the ideas that are going to get us closer, and this specific idea is the one that we want to work on right now. So basically the way that ties to this year is the people who came last year, they have a bit of an advantage over our newcomers, simply because they
shout out to all the returners.
They already have their strategy in place. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a deep dive. We're going to talk about ideas, good ideas, bad ideas, cheap ideas, which are the most important ideas, by the way, and how you can build out those ideas and test your market. And the good thing is we'll have a market in the room. So we're actually going to do a beta test at the event.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So they get a plus this year.
Yes, they get a plus this year. They get a plus this year. We have a panel as well. We have lunch as well. Lunch is a new addition for this year. They asked for it last year, so I give my people what they want.
As you should. That's how you get the people coming back.
Our panel is going to be amazing. I have an author coming.
Okay.
I have a clothing manufacturer coming, and I also have someone who does brand management and graphic design coming, because I know branding is always a big thing that people want to know about, but I don't want people to get so focused on branding that they forget everything else, which is what I see a lot. Is they have all these marketing things in place and they don't know how to sell, so they get the client in front of them and then they're like, you know, we sell sometimes.
They don't got that pitch. You got to get that 30-second pitch down for real. Like, I learned that at a very young age, you know, a very young stage of this career of mine. So I definitely agree with you on that. And how does someone, you know, find tickets?
So at the Biz School or at Payne Consulting Co., please DM us. My staff is on point, and they will definitely lead you in the right direction. So you can literally follow any of my pages, Inspired by Gabbi, Payne Consulting Co., the Biz School. It's all on there, on every single one.
And they're affordable for the people who are trying to make money while they're trying to learn how to make money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The early bird tickets are $48. I think the general is $56. Remember, you get lunch with that. And it's a 4-hour-long event, so I think that's pretty affordable. Most places I know are selling tickets for $200, $400. I'm trying to keep the cost low so that you can come in and get information, but at the same time, you have to be willing to invest in yourself.
Gotta invest
I cannot give this stuff out for free because I didn't get it for free.
You don't even need to be there if you're not ready to invest in yourself.
For real.
Just as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Just as simple as that. But I want to ask you this question, too, because I'm seeing a lot of kidpreneurs pop up. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of young entrepreneurs who are just saying, yo, mom, yo, dad, I have an idea. You know what I mean? You talked about cheap ideas. I want to run that back, too. I didn't know what a cheap idea is. But when it comes to, you know, young entrepreneurs approaching you and different things like that, what are your advice to, you know, kids that are still in grade school or in high school or something like that?
Go for it. Go for it. You young. Literally, you could do the most effed up thing in the world and just say, well, I was only 8. Like, at the end of the day, like, your youth, use it to your advantage. I mean, you have the opportunity to make mistakes and literally blame it on your age. Do it. Whatever it is, do it. Try it. Whatever.
That's a great piece of advice. You know what I'm saying?
I swear to you, if somebody asked me about something I did when I was 12, come on, I was 12. What they gonna say to that?
Exactly. Especially if you made $20, you be like, I made $20 though. Can't take that from me. Can't take that from me, man. But let me get back to that cheap idea. What does that mean? What does that really mean?
So a cheap idea is something that requires little to no overhead to start. They are the best ideas for the entrepreneur that is trying to transition from 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, because you don't have to put a lot of money into them. These tend to be services, by the way. Products are more expensive just because you have your inventory, but services are the cheapest thing you can start. If you have the knowledge and you want to start a service, it's easy to start. However, on the flip side, services are much more difficult to sell. So you have to pick your battle.
Facts.
Products are easy because it's tangible. It's something that the customer can see and touch. They know
but it has to be a
what they're
need,
getting.
though. It's not that easy because a lot of people are doing similar things, so it's becoming repetitive.
Yeah.
So it's no longer a
Shea
need.
butter.
Yeah. So it's no longer a need. So you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go out here and spend this money every time I see it, because I know I'm gonna see it in the grocery store, the hair store, when I go get my hair done.
Exactly.
I'm gonna see it when I go to the beauty supplies. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to having a product, I still feel like people need to innovate themselves and their ideas at the same time.
Okay, so another free gem here. So you want to differentiate yourself in today's market, make it convenient.
What do you mean by that?
This world that we live in currently is addicted to right now. They are addicted to it. I want it right now. Actually, I want to have it before I even realized I need it.
Like, I want to order Uber Eats, but I'm going to McDonald's.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Uber, like, when Uber pulled that Uber Eats off at the fast food, the McDonald's, the Popeyes, the Checkers, I was like, yo, somebody is sitting there understanding the needs of the people.
Yes.
Like, that is called innovating yourself in your ideas.
Absolutely.
And making billions of dollars off of it.
Because they feed off of people's need for convenience. They know that you would rather spend $12 for them to bring you some McDonald's than for you to go get in your car and
Pack
pay
up 3 kids.
$3 for your meal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So learn what makes your product convenient, and it's all about that market research piece. If you don't know what your competitors are doing wrong, you'll never be able to differentiate yourself.
Facts. And what you guys did was you actually blessed the people, you know what I'm saying, to help you guys stand out, and also to show people that you really want people to participate in the second annual, right? So you guys actually did a boot camp giveaway. Shout out to you for showing love to the people.
For sure.
So on April 3rd, you guys actually announced the winner. How was that? Did you get a lot of participants, a lot of supporters, and how was it for the winner? Was he or she excited?
So it was really funny because I'm an Excel nerd. So everything I do is in Excel. So I literally put the names in there, use the formula to extract the random, and my friend is sitting there watching me like, what are you doing? And I was like, this is how I'm gonna choose the contest winner. They like, you can't just put the names in a hat. I was like, no, it's easier this way. So I clicked it, and I was like, well, it's not time to announce it yet, so I'm going to come back and click it. Okay. And I clicked that joint 10 times or whatever, and then I was like, well, no, I'm not ready.
Oh,
and
my. So somebody, she over here snitching on herself. Somebody won before the other person won.
I'm about to explain, though. And then I came back and I clicked it again. One person's name popped up 3 times.
Awesome.
And I was like, I just felt like this person should be the winner. Mm-hmm. So when I announced it, it was so crazy. It's crazy how the smallest things can make a person's day. She was like, I never want anything.
Awesome.
And I was like, I knew.
So she's supposed to be there.
She was supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to be there. So it was such a fun experience, honestly. And my parents literally donate tickets every single year for all of my events. So, why not give them away?
I love that, man. I love that you guys did that, because a lot of people try, say, if you really want to be here, you got to pay for it, you got to do this. But some people really don't have it, but they really want to be able to sit down at that table sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So even when it comes to big businesses and big corporations, right, I really believe that they try to suck a lot of people dry, still paying people minimum wage, not necessarily living wage. Shout out to my guy, Bernie Sanders, 2020, you already know. But yeah, so when it comes down to, living wages and minimum wages, what do you, see? Do you see a gap? Do you see disparity there? Anything like that? What are your opinions and topics on that?
So minimum wage was actually a racist tactic created from the beginning of all time to prevent black people from getting jobs. Mm-hmm. So what they did was they established minimum wages so that it lessened the workforce, and so that they could say no to the black guy and say yes to the white guy. Mm-hmm. So you have to first understand the history behind minimum wages. I learned that in college. I was in shock to know that, but there are pros and cons to minimum wages. One of them being that, of course, people make more. But the other one being that now, instead of small businesses who are hit the hardest, instead of that small business being able to hire 5 people, now they can only hire 4, maybe. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important that we think about that. And I think that also people have to learn to live within their means.
That's a good
one.
For
real.
That's a good one.
Because, I see y'all in Miami, y'all in Las Vegas, y'all in New York for the weekend, y'all in Jamaica next weekend.
Spur, you know what I'm saying? Everybody rides Spur. It be like that sometimes.
Hey, look, I don't care what airline
they taking a mega bus in the air, baby. It be like that.
You better have that $1,000 emergency fund minimum.
All right, see, she always gotta be so serious. When Gabby speaks, I listen. You see what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, make sure that before you ask for anything from anybody else, that you are doing everything you can in your power. So don't get mad at the government or whoever or your company for not paying you this X amount of dollars when you choose every single day to spend more than what you know you're earning. I'm not saying what they're doing is right. I'm saying don't put yourself in a bad position because you just want to be live on the gram. Seriously. Because, and honestly, the generation before us, they're the ones who started this credit issue. They're the ones who got the credit cards and fell for the schemes. And it's going to be up to us to really try our best to live debt free. Mm-hmm. But as far as the disparity goes, best believe there's a disparity. But when I was making a lot less money, literally my job now, I make twice what I made in my previous job, just so you guys understand. Mm-hmm. I've been there. Guess what I did? I stayed my butt at home. And I worked, and then I was afforded a better opportunity. I'm not saying that business owners can't do better. All I'm saying is really focus on your locus of control. I just had a conversation with somebody the other day, and people who have an internal locus of self-control, meaning that they believe that they impact their life more than other people do, are happier. And the reason is because when you just decide to say, no matter what everybody else is doing, I'm going to take responsibility for what I have going on right now, and I'm going to do what it takes to put myself in the best position. So what? So honestly, you're never going to be in a position where you're not disadvantaged. I hate to tell you. Boom, bomb dropped.
Speak, Gabby. I was feeling on that.
You're always going to be disadvantaged. If you're a woman, you definitely always going to be disadvantaged. If you black, you always going to be disadvantaged. If you a human being, you always going to be disadvantaged. Just go and suck it up. It's a part of life. And say, what can I do to better myself? And maybe it's let me create a business and then hire people and then pay them what I feel like they truly deserve.
Facts.
If you want to see a change, be the change.
Let's talk about it. And let me ask you this question, right? Mm-hmm. So which word most describes a small business journey, right? Would you say security, freedom, or creativity? Which word best describes a small business journey?
A successful one?
You can put successful in there.
Okay, I'm like, because it depends.
Well, what would you say? Would it be security, freedom, or creativity?
Creativity for a successful business. And the only reason is when you're creative, you don't stop. There's always another option. There's always something you haven't tried. And it takes that relentless pursuit to be successful in business, because you are going to have to try and sell that product 10,000 times. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to keep trying. And only creative people last because they don't get frustrated and they say, you know what? I'm going to figure out another way to do this. I'm going to read a book about this subject and see what I can learn and see if I can apply that and do things differently. So I think creativity is definitely what you need in small business. And I actually just listened to a podcast. Shout out to my brother-in-law. He sent me a TED Talk.
Awesome. I love TED Talk.
And they were just talking about how important creativity is in small business.
And having freedom to, have that creative control too. Yeah. Because when someone tries to take the creativity from you, you automatically lose your passion for it, because it's no longer something you love, right, because you're doing it for someone else. Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. And I want to ask you this last question before we wrap up, right? Because what you did was you actually named your business after your last name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So one thing that a lot of people focus on, especially when starting a business, is making sure that they're leaving a legacy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nepotism belongs to us too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So being able to pass something down to their family, generation to generation. So by you creating your business and branding yourself and branding your last name, how big is legacy for you?
Legacy is everything. Like everything I do today, I do for like 10 generations away from me. Awesome. Like it's so important for me to have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that are able to decide what their passion is and go after that full throttle. Because when you're trying to make money and pay bills, you don't always have, like you said, that freedom to really take the time and be creative. Like I said, I mean, if you guys counted, I spend about 5 hours a day on my business. And that's if I don't go to the gym. I have to sacrifice a lot to spend time on my business.
And she danced too, y'all. She danced. She a dancer.
Yeah. I love me a little salsa and bachata.
Yes.
But yeah, you just need that creativity for one, but you also need that freedom and that time. The freedom is really about the time. It's not necessarily like a mind control type deal. It's the time. The freedom is the time that you have to work on your business and build your business. And I want to leave a legacy where my family has that time.
I feel you. That's love, man. Definitely leave a legacy. That's what it's all about. If you're doing it for the core purpose, it's automatically going to be felt by the people anyway. So your legacy will continue because the marathon going to continue here live on Revive Radio, man. You already know what I'm talking about. Gabbi, let them know once again how they can find you, how they can stay locked with you, how they can get their butts in this business boot camp coming up, and definitely how they can stay locked with everything you got going on.
Okay, so for my entrepreneurs, listen up. Your first priority is to go on Instagram right now, pull it up on your phone, type in THEBIZ school, and get your tickets. Go and register. It is very limited. It is a small group. I do that because I need to talk to every single person in that room. Now, if you're not an entrepreneur and you just want to follow me, come on over to Inspired by Gabbi, and it's GABBI. And there I post inspiration. I post different places that I visit. I travel a lot, literally almost every week. I'm on a plane. So if traveling is something you're into, I have a lot of exciting trips coming up. I'm clearly in Philly now. I'll be back in DC next weekend. And then this summer, I have Morocco, Portugal, New Orleans, Jamaica planned.
Yes.
So go on, come through. Show a sister some love. I'm going to show you love back. And if there's anything y'all need from me, then reach out. Oh, also, somebody recently asked me to start posting hair stuff. So I started posting hair stuff.
Yes. Please do that, man. So we can let this natural flow, man. You already know what time it is. When Gabbi speaks, I listen. It's me, your girl, P.O.C, man. Revive is alive. Revive is alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Each and every week, turn your radios up. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Catch this good morning mix. Let's go. Shout out to my girl, Gabbi. Let's go. Get in that boot camp, y'all. Support what you value.
What's up? This your girl Lakeisha Sutton, aka Fan Favorite, tuned in with the one and only P.O.C. We all we got, we all we need. You are now listening to Revive Radio. Let's go!
Tuning out to Revive Radio. Tuning out to Revive Radio.